There are two kinds of monsters in this world. One is the monster we fear, and the other is the one we created. This is the story of a wolf and a hunter who pointed his gun at him, and it is a story about the truth we all missed. A nameless village at the edge of the northern mountains. The people there lived in dread of the night. For the past 2 months, livestock had vanished. One by one, torn fences, scattered traces of blood, and that eerie roar echoing from the forest every night. The people said,
"The timber wolf has appeared. If we don't kill that beast, our children are next."
So the village called for me. Carl, a retired hunter. In my life, I've taken down countless beasts, bears, wild boars, packs of wolves. Some of them were man-eaters, but that night, the wolf I encountered near the entrance of the abandoned mine was unlike any beast I had ever seen. Grey fur, blood-stained fangs, the way he thrashed wildly while bound by chains. He looked like the devil himself. I raised my rifle. My finger rested on the trigger. One shot would have been enough, but something made me stop. His eyes. It wasn't rage. It wasn't bloodlust either. In them was desperation, a desperate, primal need to protect something. I lowered my gun, and I began to observe. A hunter's instinct was telling me something is wrong. The wolf's body was covered in scars, but they weren't from bullets or spears. They were deeper, raw, more savage. They were claw marks from another beast. This wolf was fighting every single night against something. The wolf did not attack me. No. To be precise, he had no interest in me. His entire focus was directed toward the darkness of the abandoned mine, as if he were preventing something from coming out. At that moment, I realized, this wolf is not a predator. He is a guardian. I couldn't suppress my curiosity. What could possibly be in there to make this wolf stay? Why endure those chains and wounds, night after night? I approached the mine with my lantern. The wolf barked even more violently, but now I knew it wasn't a threat. It was a warning. Do not go in. And then, deep within the mine, something moved. Glowing red eyes, a massive shadow, the sound of breath, maddened by hunger. In that moment I knew it wasn't this wolf that had been killing the village livestock. Inside that mine lived the real monster. The beast was starving. Whether it had been trapped or had woken from hibernation, all that mattered was that it was now heading for the village. And standing in its path was a single wolf. The chains held the wolf back. He couldn't flee, nor could he fight properly. Yet, the wolf did not retreat. Bleeding, with broken fangs, he held his ground. Every night, without fail, while no one knew. I was a fool. We were all fools. We heard the roars, but we never understood their meaning. We saw the bloody fangs, but we didn't know what they were protecting. We mistook a hero for a monster. Now it was time to choose. I am an old hunter. I have neither the strength nor the time to face that beast alone. But this wolf, he has already fought for far too long, all by himself. I drew my blade, and I cut the chains. The sound of the heavy links hitting the ground. It sounded like a prison door swinging open. The wolf paused for a moment. Now free, he could have run away. He could have escaped this hellish duty, but the wolf did not run. Instead, he stood by my side, with a battered body, with broken fangs, yet with eyes that never wavered. In that moment, I understood. This wasn't about duty. It was a choice. The wolf hadn't fought because of the chains. He fought because he had something to protect. The battle that night was fierce. The snowstorm raged, and blood bloomed upon the snow like flowers. I fired my rifle, and the wolf bared his teeth. We were one. Man and beast, hunter and wolf, two beings who were once enemies, stood side by side to protect the same thing. And finally, the beast fell. Silence followed. The snowstorm ceased. The moonlight illuminated the battlefield. The wolf staggered toward me. I knelt down. The wolf licked my hand. Just once. That was enough. Words were not needed. We understood each other. After the wolf left, I went to the spot where he had been bound. There was a small clump of fur, a pup's fur, likely a remnant of a child lost to the beast. And beside it lay a small doll, one a village child had lost. The wolf had known. He knew what lay beyond that mine. He knew who would be sacrificed if he stepped aside. So he fought, not just for his own kind, but for the sake of another's child. In the distance, atop the mountain ridge, I saw the silhouette of the wolf. He let out a long howl toward the moon. This time, the sound was different. It wasn't fear, it wasn't rage, nor was it sorrow. It was a song of victory and a final goodbye. I returned to the village. The people asked, "Did you kill the wolf?" I didn't answer. They wouldn't have understood anyway.
Did you
The
kill
monster was
the
dead.
wolf?
But it wasn't the wolf. The real monsters. Perhaps it was us all along. We who refused to see. We who refused to understand. There are two kinds of monsters in this world. One is the monster we fear, and the other is the hero we turned into a monster. That night I learned that sometimes behind the most terrifying face hides the most beautiful soul, and that the true monster is not found in teeth or claws, but in prejudice and fear, the chains of silence. It was not a silence. It was the greatest voice of all. We were simply the ones who failed to listen.